This is WNEP TV 16, the news station. Now, Nolan Johannes, Karen Harch, Jack Ruland in Skycam 16, meteorologist Tom Clark with his backyard forecast, and Tim Carlson Sports. This is Newswatch 16.
Good evening, I'm Karen Harch. Nolan Johannes has the night off. The way you quench your thirst could be helping people to work in Wilkes-Barre. A new malted drink on the market called Calvin Coolers is made at the Lion Brewery in Wilkes-Barre. Newswatch 16's Mark Davis reports the new drink means more business and more jobs.
The Lion Brewery in Wilkes-Barre is Calvin Cooler crazy. About 3 months ago, the brewery started making the malted fruit drink for a man in New York who owns the label. He wanted an alcoholic fruit drink which could be sold in beer distributors in certain states, such as Pennsylvania. Laws don't allow beer distributors to sell wine coolers, but this one is malted like a beer, so it can be sold at distributors. The idea is a smashing success with 4 flavors, 30 new jobs, and lots of overtime at the Wilkes-Barre Brewery. It's also lots of fun for the employees. 23-year veteran Don Mudrick is the brewmaster. He likes being part of something new and popular.
It does fit in well with brewing beer because we use the same equipment and basically the same malt that we use for beer.
The malted version of the Calvin Cooler is sold in states as far west as Utah. The coolers are selling almost as fast as they can be made and shipped. The people here are thrilled but a bit cautious about the cooler's success.
Well, the potential is just being tapped right now. We just got the tip of the iceberg. There's no guarantee of anything, but it could be incredible. Hopefully it will be. We have our fingers crossed, but we just don't know.
So far, workers here at the Lion Brewery in Wilkes-Barre have bottled more than 100,000 cases of Calvin Coolers. And the future may have more flavors in it for this brewery. And they tell me that the cooler popularity isn't stopping. In fact, it's getting better every day. Mark Davis, Newswatch 16 in Wilkes-Barre.
The popularity of both wine and malt coolers is growing by leaps and bounds, as Mark said. Newswatch 16's Kathy Bellich says hot days mean hot sales for coolers.
Whether it's a malt cooler like the ones you find at beverage distributors or a wine cooler, it seems to be one of the hottest things this summer.
It's selling very well. It's just, I'm ordering an awful lot more than I did last year. Significant amount more than last year.
At this state liquor store in Lehighton, 65 cases of wine coolers were sold in June. The manager says that was 3.5% of the month's business, a good chunk for just one type of product.
Wine coolers are not cheap. Most cost more than $1 for just one bottle, but price doesn't seem to be what most wine cooler customers care about.
Customers like Karen Gasker of Jim Thorpe have other priorities.
It's cool, refreshing, and light, and you don't get a big hangover. No, it's something that you can drink and feel refreshed on drinking it. It's not a heavy type of alcohol. It's something you can enjoy on a nice, hot, muggy day like today.
And the light alcohol content fits in a little better with a health-conscious lifestyle. Kathy Bellich, Newswatch 16, Jim Thorpe.
Today was the last day on the job for more than 60 workers at the Eberhard Faber plant in Luzerne County, and about 30 more layoffs are coming in the next 2 months. It's all part of the Mountaintop Area Company's plan to move its pencil-making operation to Mexico. Eberhard Faber announced the move back in February, and today crews were moving out some equipment. The workers, however, are not being moved. New workers will be hired south of the border. The union is negotiating with the company to get training for the laid-off workers so they can find new jobs here. Total phase-out of the pencil-making operation and more than 100 jobs should come in September. The plant in Luzerne County should continue to make markers and pens. About 100 garment workers in Hazleton are calling on Congress to protect their and other jobs in the American clothing industry. The workers took a break from their sewing machines today at the Girard Mills Sportswear Factory to call attention to their cause. They're gearing up for next Thursday's demonstrations planned at garment factories around the country. It will be called Roll Back the Imports Day. Next month, Congress is expected to vote on whether to override the president's veto of a bill that would limit imports, including clothing. Area Congressman Paul Kanjorski in Hazleton today says the chances of overriding in the House are good, but there's doubt whether it would go through the Senate. The Wilkes-Barre area Voc Tech School will be open once again on Monday. That decision came about an hour ago. About 70 students were supposed to attend summer school here, but the school was closed July 2nd because the budget was not approved. Well, the 5 school districts that fund the school and send students there have now okayed the budget. It was cut by $140,000. Late this afternoon, the Wilkes-Barre Area Voc Tech Board gave its approval. Again, the school in Plains Township will reopen on Monday. When Newswatch 16 continues, we'll tell you about a young girl who needs your help. Plus, Jerry Gartenberg and Action 16 helped some people with a problem that turned them sour.
Want a taste of Europe? Fly to Baskin-Robbins and you could win a trip for 2 anywhere in the world. Or win delicious international creams instantly.
What if there was a truck that looked like no other, had fuel injection and more horsepower than any compact truck, more cargo space between the wheel wells where it counts the most, and 5.7 financing that could save you thousands? Well, consider it done. Nissan's hard bodies, the cure for the common truck. They're available now at your Central Pennsylvania Nissan dealer.
Waiting is always difficult, especially when you've ordered something for your kids and you've waited and waited for months. Jerry Gartenberg says parents from Union, Schuylkill, and Lackawanna counties had to face that situation and face their children. Finally, they faced the facts and wrote to Action 16 for help.
I was thrilled. I came home from work and my son says to me, he says, the shirts have arrived.
That was after Nancy Mattis wrote me a letter. Before that, the Duryea mom spent long periods of time last fall trying to find out why the long wait for her son Chris's long-sleeve shirts. The shirts are required wearing at Chris's Catholic school. Long sleeves are a must come winter. Winter came, still no shirts from the distributor, and no lowdown on the holdup.
I was really mad. I told him, I says, my son has to go to school in the short-sleeve shirts. And they said, well, there's nothing we can do about that.
The distributor told me the long-sleeve shirts were on back order and Nancy Mattis was not being put on the back burner. I told the distributor to put the order on priority. Soon after, Nancy got what she paid for. Oh, she expects another order of shirts in August. She's keeping her fingers crossed.
I hope so. I hope that this time we're really gonna, it's gonna work. If not, you may be hearing from me in the future.
Well, you have my address, Nancy. Now, I also heard from 2 other moms who are happy their children's toys finally came in the mail. Jackie Grindrod of Seltzer and Julie Morgan of New Berlin say before writing Action 16, they spent months waiting and watching their children's faces grow sour. Well, don't let a consumer problem sour things for you and your family. Write to me at Action 16. We're at Box 16 in Avoca, Pennsylvania, and our zip is 18641. Karen?
Okay, thanks, Jerry. The Weather Watch is next with our Chief Meteorologist, Tom Clark. And we're all wondering, is it going to be hot and sticky all weekend?
Oh, Karen, I'd rather it not be. And it's a little too much out there today.
Bad. It's the sticky that's bad.
Yeah, the cling factor was high today. And when we come back, I'll let you know what it's going to be like the next couple of days. And we'll look at that radar. It's showing quite a few thunderstorms in the area. You're watching Newswatch 16 on WNEP TV. And we're proud to serve Montrose and all of Susquehanna County.
Since 1896, Kaplan Furniture of Scranton has been delivering quality furniture into northeastern Pennsylvania's homes. Kaplan still stands out as a star above the rest.
I'm surrounded by beautiful choices of design by Bernhard, one of America's finest manufacturers. Many different bedroom and dining room sets in traditional, contemporary, and country styles at a savings of 30%. The Bernhard Gallery is a complete showroom where you can make some beautiful choices.
Kaplan Furniture Company of Scranton, a star above the rest.
Son, there's gravy in them kibbles. There's gravy in them bits. Son, there's gravy in them kibbles and bits and gravy bits.
New Kibbles and Bits and Gravy Bits. The only gravy dog food packed with crunchy kibbles and chewy bits for a rich, real meat gravy taste like never before. New Kibbles and Bits and Gravy Bits.
Gravy, son. We're talking gravy.
A water main break in Dalton has left all of the residents in that Lackawanna County town without water right now. The main broke around 3:30 this afternoon at Main Street and Turnpike Road. Work crews were installing sewers when the main broke. Water company crews are trying to fix things, but no word on when the water will be back on in Dalton. Now out to the backyard that has some water on it, I guess, today, right, Tom? More showers?
There were, Karen, a few around. Some very heavy rain reported in the past hour in portions of central Pennsylvania. Some dark clouds overhead now. And did you know that today marks the middle of summer? Not according to the calendar, but according to us meteorologists. And here's why. June, July, and August are the months that make up meteorological summer, the warmest months of the year. And the normal trend in temperature is now at the highest level. And today's humidity sure makes it feel that way. Weather Watcher time, and I'd like to begin in Luzerne County. My weather watcher, Noreen Clark, has 82 degrees now, with a few breaks in the clouds overhead, but no rain. Virginia Durr in Roaring Branch has 85 degrees under some cloudy skies. And in Selinsgrove, Tom Deal reported a heavy thunder shower, dropped the temperature down to 72 degrees. In our backyard now, it is cloudy and very sticky, 82 now. 72% humidity. Very high, very muggy. The wind northwest at 12, and the barometer is at 29.95. The range in temp here today, 84 and 68. 98 is the record high. Now there's the normal high now, up to 83. It was 82 yesterday. 83, 62 are the highest normals of the year. A year ago today, 82 under clear skies. And there's a view today. The air was just so hazy you could hardly even see down into the valley from atop Penobscot Mountain. A little windy up there today. Here's the satellite view just in. The brighter clouds indicate where the thunderstorms are. And this is the frontal boundary separating the hot air, I mean with readings well into the 90s, from central Pennsylvania all out across Ohio and Michigan. And this line, very slow to move into eastern Pennsylvania because of steering winds aloft coming down from the northwest. I think we will get into this air mass along about Sunday before this cold front moves on through Sunday night and Monday with some more rain. Here's that radar view. Very heavy thunderstorms have moved down from Lycoming County, now heading down past Selinsgrove to north of Harrisburg. There are no severe weather warnings out now across the area. There are no watches out, so just expect maybe a downpour and some gusty winds from these thunderstorms. They're moving southeastward at about 35 miles per hour, so they're moving on quite good. A few downpours around tonight, a few gully washers. They'll be scattered around. Some places may not get any rain at all, but it will stay warm and humid overnight. 69 in Montrose. Watch out for that lightning out there. Milford, 68 the low tonight. 70 in Lansford, very warm. Selinsgrove about 72. Montoursville 71. A northwest breeze. Here's the sunrise time for tomorrow morning, and that will be at 5:46. And 8:33 is the sunset tomorrow. Thunderstorms around tonight, 71 here, 87 tomorrow. I'm going to call it partly sunny with, again, the risk of some afternoon thunderstorms. So keep your eye on the sky. And then on Sunday, a much lesser chance for rain. That should be the better of the 2 days. 90 should be the high on Sunday. Then some more rain on Monday, Karen. So that's the latest.
Okay. Thanks, Tom.
See ya.
Tim Carlson is next with the Sports Watch and round 2 of the British Open. Plus, the Scranton Eagles football team preparing for another run at the national title.
If you don't get out of my way, there's a couple of ways I can handle this. I can go around you, I can go through you, or I can just do what I do best.
Basketball by Barkley. Shoes by Nike.
See the full line of Nike athletic footwear at JD and the Sneaker King. Rayco has been reconditioning cars since 1947. Now, 3 decades later, we're still working to make your car better by adding T-tops and sunroofs, auto electronics, including the latest in high-tech, and Automazing, reconditioning of your car inside and out from all things mechanical to cosmetic. And Rayco has a complete line of car accessories, too. We've taken care of you in the past. We'll take care of you in the future. Rayco.
Well, since Tom said we're on the downhill slope of summer, might as well talk about football, I guess.
Yeah, it's a little tough out there for the guys. They're losing some weight playing football this time of the year. The Scranton Eagles will begin another minor professional football season tomorrow night at Scranton Memorial Stadium. The Birds hoping to get back to the form that brought them a national title 2 years ago. Albie Oxenrider stopped by the Eagles practice earlier this week to check out this year's squad.
We want you to catch it about 7 yards behind the shot. Up and then over. No, just...
Al Keller's starting his second year as Scranton Eagles head coach, and he's ready for the challenge.
This year's team has the perfect mix of young enthusiasm and veteran experience. It's a combination that could put the Eagles back on the road to another national championship. A veteran of the '84 championship team, quarterback Corey Davis, is back in the lineup this year after a 2-year layoff.
As of right now, we're doing real well compared to, the past years, '83 and '84 when I played. We're about the same as our championship team in '84, and I think we'll have a good season this coming year.
Running back Frank Yannick is also back again this year. So far, he's rushed for over 10,000 yards and 90 touchdowns in a 4-year Eagles career.
I think this year we have a good chance to repeat as champs. I mean, not repeat, but come back and be champs again. We've got a lot of young talent, and I think with the veterans we put it both together, I think we could do excellent.
The Eagles are coming off a 36-0 win last week against the Jersey Oaks. That was the exhibition finale, and as is usually the case with a shutout, everybody was happy.
The defense played well, and that's what we're worried about the most. We'll get the offense together, but as long as the defense shuts them out, we're going to be in good shape.
The Eagles' first regular season test will be Saturday night at 7:30 with Albany. Albie Oxenrider, Sports Watch 16 at Valley View High School in Peckville.
There's concern in the baseball world today. Kansas City Royals manager Dick Hauser has a brain tumor. The 50-year-old Hauser, who managed the Royals to a world title last year, most recently skippered the American League All-Star team in Tuesday's win, will undergo surgery the middle of next week. Doctors say at the time they'll be able to determine if the tumor is malignant or benign. Hauser was admitted to St. Luke's Hospital in Kansas City Wednesday complaining of a stiff neck and headaches. A CAT scan revealed the tumor on the left frontal lobe of his brain. Third base coach Mike Ferraro will take over as the Royals' interim manager. The old saying, what a difference a day makes, applies perfectly to the first 2 rounds of the British Open. Yesterday, the wind in Turnberry, Scotland was so bad, only one golfer was able to shoot par. Today, with calmer winds, several players shot under par. One of those players was Greg Norman with an incredible round of 7 under par 63. The great white shark from Australia with an eagle, 8 birdies, and 3 bogeys to tie a Turnberry course record set back in 1977 by Mark Hayes, and the British Open mark set by Isao Aoki in 1980 on the Muirfield course. Greg got a chance to break the record going to the 18th, but bogeyed with a 3-putt effort.
It's one of those days, where if you do get in a groove, all you do is just look for the flagstick. You just worry about the yardage. Your caddy gives it to you in a half yard. That's how good you feel. And so all you do is look for the flagstick. And, you've got to have a few lucky breaks.
The 7 under par in round 2 gives Norman a 2-shot lead over second-place Gordon Brand from England. So we take a look at the leaderboard very quickly. There you see Norman, Brand, Faldo, Nakajima, and Bernhard Langer right up there. This afternoon in baseball, the Cubs 2, Giants 1. They're playing in the 7th inning at Wrigley.
Okay.
See you later.
Thanks a lot, Tim. When Newswatch 16 continues, we'll tell you why the nuclear power plant in our area received national recognition today.
Over 400 brand new Oldsmobiles and Cadillacs. Earthly's great once-in-a-lifetime 50th anniversary sale. Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. So you pay only $50 over invoice on hundreds of selected Oldsmobiles and Cadillacs. Also, once-in-a-lifetime prices on hundreds of used cars. And we'll guarantee a minimum allowance of $1,050 on any car you trade. On-the-spot financing, special interest rates, free gifts for first 50 people each day, free refreshments. Earthly Oldsmobile Cadillac next to Kingston Armory.
Oh no, forgot to add the fabric softener, gotta run.
If only she knew about Solo. You can't forget the softener in Solo. Because Solo is detergent and fabric softener in one. Look, these muddy sweatshirts came out clean, but Solo's clean is so soft, it's fluffed up higher.
Wait! You didn't wait.
Next time, get Solo. It cleans with a softness you can't forget.
Finally, tonight, the nuclear power plant near Berwick has chalked up a first. It's the first nuclear power plant in the nation to receive recognition for its training center. PP&L, which owns the plant, received the award today from the Institute for Nuclear Power Operations. That institute promotes standardized training for nuclear power plant workers. The award means the area center's program for training workers meets certain standards. Newswatch 16's Bob Costantini tells us more about this nationally recognized training center.
Harch has spent 5 years learning what all the lights, dials, and switches mean. Now he is training to be at the controls of a nuclear reactor in this replica of the control room for the PP&L plant. Lutz has been learning at the training center and on the job. Next year, this time, he hopes to have his reactor operator's license.
It's something that you really want to do.
It takes a lot of personal ambition to be able to do it because it is a demanding program.
No switches, lights, or dials yet for new trainee Scott Landis. Just thick books and regular classrooms. His Penn State degree in health planning didn't get him a job, so he took a 2-year nuclear program in Florida. Now he wants to work his way up to the demanding job of licensed operator, with years of training ahead of him.
There's different levels and steps that you can reach on your way to the control room that make you feel like you're accomplishing a lot of different goals on the way.
And the training here has gotten national recognition.
In layman's terms, we cut the mustard. We meet the industry's criteria for nuclear training.
Only about half the people admitted to the training program on the classroom level make it to this part of the simulator, where they actually learn to operate the nuclear reactor. But those who do now know they are among the best trained in the country. Bob Costantini, Newswatch 16, Salem Township, Luzerne County.
And that is Newswatch 16 for this Friday. Be sure to join us tonight on The Update when we'll find out how the state's workfare program is working out in our area. World News Tonight is next for the team, including Nolan, who has the night off. Thanks for joining us, and enjoy your evening.
When you see news in the making, Newswatch 16 wants to hear from you. Call 1-800-533-NEWS, toll free from anywhere in Pennsylvania. Call 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. 1-800-533-NEWS.